All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, some of you are about to be pretty angry, but I've looked at several of the results from the recent Magic Online and League finishes, and honestly, this is the most popular pure aggro deck running around in Standard right now. So we have some Seam Rip, partly because it gets rid of early stuff, also because we can search for it. Llanowar Elves, because we're in green, so why not? One Melstrider's Resolve, another thing that we can use just to fight something if necessary. Paw Patch Recruits, card's still good, will be till it leaves Standard. Now, all of these decks, or different versions of them, seem to run one copy of Jennifer Walters. I found this very interesting because, as far as I can tell, there's really no way to just search it up. And honestly, it's, I guess, a thing that you can play late game with the reasonable ability. But I don't know. Just found it very interesting, so I'm still leaving the one in this list. Some Badger Mole Cub. I know people are gonna be, oh, you put Llanowar Elf and Badger Mole Cub in a deck. How original. Hey, dude, if the decks are good and they're winning tournaments, I'm just sharing the information. We do have a Keen-Eyed Curator, very good as well, single copy. Spider Manifestation, obviously really good when we have so many 4-mana things, and we'll get to those in a second. Practice Offense, I think the best card that's been made for aggro decks in the last couple of years. Surrak, Elusive Hunter. Obviously this card's good, can't be countered, and gives your stuff the ability to draw cards as they get targeted. We do have Leatherhead, because Leatherhead's just really good, especially against stuff like the tablets and loots and things like that. We have 3 copies of Ouroboros, not a full set. And a matter of fact, none of the versions I saw ran a full set. They either ran 2 or 3, which was very interesting. And then we have Bright Glass Gearhulk, which lets us search for those other things that cost 1 or less. So yeah, kind of the players you expect to be in this list, at least in the main deck. A little surprised at some of the one-offs, but we'll see how it plays. However, like always, if you want to buy this or anything else because you're preparing for a tournament or just want to flesh out your commander deck, be sure to check out our sponsor over at Tales of Adventure. That's TOAMagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON. It's just DRAGN, and that'll save you 5% on whatever you decide to buy over there. And they got a lot of stuff. But for now, let's go see if this thing that holds up in best of 3 is as good on the best of 1 ladder on Arena. Oh boy, I think we have to mulligan. Not being able to play anything on the second turn is a little rough. We'll keep this, put 1 Paw Patch Recruit back. Though, arguably, I could have put a Badger Mole back, and having a second Paw Patch Recruit would have been pretty strong as well. But we'll see how this goes. Timpagardon. And attack for 2. Do I lose all my duders? Nope, just one of my duders. Fair enough. Really though? Why was that the choice and not the Badger Mole Cub? Huh. Well, you know, I always say, whenever your opponent does something you're not expecting, you always have to question why. And in this case, I really don't know. Like, they must just have a lot of spot removal. And they didn't want the +1s adding up, is the only thing I can think of. Go attacking. I mean, do what you're gonna do, I guess. Like, I don't know what else to say to this. This is a weird situation. Would you like to destroy a Badger Mole Cub? I think that's all I can attack with. Bitter Bloom Bear, sure. You got it? All right, they're at 4. I mean, they're going to die to their own Bitter Bloom Bear at this rate. Yeah, don't think Slasher matters much here. Go attacking? I mean, we just attack with everything, right? Nah, we attack. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, just attack with all of it. F it. You don't have a spot removal card. If you did, you would have played it already. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll try. We're probably just playing back-to-back Paw Patch recruits to start with, but we'll see. Well, maybe not so much now. Is this just the Deathtouch deck? If so, being able to give something double strike could help in this fight. That's not the worst thing. Yeah, sure, I'll block it. How do we want to go about business here? I think we just play the Spider Manifestation and then play 2 Paw Patch recruits, I think. That would make the most sense. Yeah, no blocks. We'll take a couple poison. Seems legit. Well, you're a neat card to have, actually. So... Actually, maybe it is wrong. Maybe I don't want Leatherhead. But you know what? Let's do it anyway. And we'll see what the opponent's up to. I do like Cauldron of Essence. I had 1 or 2 decks toward the end of last season I was goofing around with, so would be cool to fire that back up. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. Oh, wow. I definitely was not going to block. Let's go... Practice offense on me. Put this here. Give him double strike. And we're just going to attack. Which is funny, because we get to destroy 2 things. So here's the fun part. As they block... Oh, but our stacks first, right? Because we're active player. Then their stacks to return a thing. So we could actually destroy that by removing a counter. And just get rid of that. So their life gain doesn't matter. And then we could get rid of something else. Which I think we will. And yeah, that seems like a good turn. Leatherhead's kind of busted. There's some matchups where that card's just so good. But double striking Leatherhead is crazy. Double striking with all the tramplers as a whole is a problem for the opponent. And you have nothing to work with. Well, guess what? We are just going to be attacking. Let you do what you will with that information. They left mana up, so we're not just going to waste a practiced offense. That'd just be silly. There's no point. They probably have another Finn in hand, but that's fine. Alright. They go to 6. Yeah, I was saving the practice offense because I think if we targeted something, yeah, there was spot removal. We knew. That's what I was saying. Like, that would just been a wasted action. Sometimes you just know. Galleon fell. No. That's actually pretty good, though. I was like, you got to get rid of that. Don't think that makes sense. You're not terrible, though. We like seeing you. Pass the turn. At least if that gets targeted, we get a card. I mean, they could gain life. Totally reasonable. Yep.
Never take growth for granted.
Never take growth for granted. Now that's funny. Is that enough to win? If we go... what do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could put 3 counters on this to make it a 7. That's 14 minus 4. Yeah. All right. That's dumb. So we're going to give it double strike. Then we're going to fire one of these off. Give it lifelink. Then we'll fire the other one and give it double strike again. I mean, I think my math is good. We'll just attack you. That's such a crazy way to win a game, but you know what? We'll take it. 1 creature, 14 damage. All right, man. This deck's silly. Okay. We're going to keep it. But only because we have multiple 1-mana things. Otherwise, this Abandoned Air Temple would cause us to play this a bit differently. Like, even here, if they just shoot Llanowar, then we're just playing Paw Patch Recruit. You know, playing the Air Temple tapped. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. Situation did not happen. So that's good times. All right. So now we have access to a lot next turn. 6 mana. Gain that life, friend. Alaya, you got it. Another Badger Mole. I guess we're going to... Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter what we do first. So, well, I guess it does, because it'll get counters. Should have made the forest that, because we're just going to tap the temple to attack with. Or to pump things next turn. But yeah, we should be in pretty good shape here. Like, even if they have split up, then we just play Bright Glass Scarehulk and go find more stuff. Yeah, that should do it, right? Opponents at... Well, everything's just going to have to block. Yeah. All right, cool. We're keeping this, but if we don't find anything significant to play, there are a lot of situations where this board just gets wiped out. And we get nothing for our troubles. But, I mean, you know, that's the risk if you're going to play a deck like this, right? You already know. All right, built up our mana. Now we need the 4 mana duders to show up. Or... No, not that. But... what can we do that makes a difference? I guess we just... play this on green at the... maybe white. And then we just practice offense. Give one of the little knucklehead... you know what? If they want to trade for a Badger Mole, I think we're okay with that. We're going for more damage. But this feels like the situation that we're in. Because they might just go land or Boroid. Then we're just firing off more practice offense next turn. Alright, there's Badger Mole. Can still play something relevant. That doesn't do all that much. Because that basically means... well, everybody's going to have to block anyway this coming turn, right? If we play 2, which we can't. So, we're going to play practice offense. What do we make double strike? I guess one of these, so the damage is split. Otherwise, you just block the 4 and then, yeah. All right. Probably should have got more creatures out first before doing all this, but here we are. Do we get hit with an overrun? Well, I get, or overrun. Crater Hoof. 2, 4, 6. They have 7 mana. But they also know we have 2 practice offenses. Alright, Harmonizer. Chocobo. Looks like everyone's still on blocking duty. Alright. That does help, actually. That's pretty big. Get rid of a Badger Mole. I mean, if they tap mana to protect it, so be it. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Like, still 1 less blocker, so does what it's intended to do. Double strike that. Go attacking. I mean, they get to keep the Badger Mole. Everything else has to block. You could trade for one of the 4/4s. The other Badger Mole has to block too. Like, wait, does that not? Oh, it gives it hexproof, not indestructible. Never mind. I was thinking a whole different card. Would have liked to land somewhere along the way. Getting 1 more creature down, we've been putting all these +1/+1s, would have been huge. But, you know, situation is what it is. Here we go. Yep. Put a counter on something. All right. Oh, you don't get to put counters yet. You still need even 1 more. All right. Well, those are our 3+ power attackers. Are you going to have enough blockers is the question. I mean, we beat double Badger Mole, at least so far, on the back of just the practice offenses, which is so funny. Well, that's not really going to do it, right? Because you need another blocker. Yeah, those don't even block our creatures. Not effectively. Yeah, just go attacking. I mean, do what you will. And then... looks like nothing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a weird way to gain a couple points of life. Give your dude lifelink or something. And they'd still be in it. Nope. Alright, cool. So the Landfall deck got double Badger Mole, a way to protect the creature, got Harmonizer out, and 2 Earthbender Ascensions. We didn't even get our 4th land till whatever, like turn 6. And we just kept playing practice offenses, and that was good enough. Y'all, as many times as I've said, I'm your Huckleberry, I was wrong. We found the Huckleberry. That's awesome. We actually found Huckleberry. That is amazing to me for some reason. Some days, I'm just entertained by the smallest things. Also, if you want an I'm Your Huckleberry shirt, we have it in the merch. Link below. Check it out. Do. Do we lose a Llanowar Elf? The answer is yes. So since we don't know what we're staring at yet, I'm just going to go with the Spider Infestation. Or I keep saying Infestation. It's Manifestation. Oh, it's that deck. Okay, well, at least now we know. Okay, let's go green. Ooh. White, sadly. Then we'll Cub. Then we'll play Leatherhead. Untapping the Manifestation. Play another Cub. Alright, now we have lots of green mana. And we can Bright Glass Gearhulk for whatever we need to, which is fantastic. Yep, you have a shelter. Enjoy. All right, so what do we go get? 2, 4, 6, 7 mana. So we have exactly enough if we want to just get rid of a shelter, or we could just outright fight that guy. Because we can go get Maelstrider's Resolve, right? That seems like a good idea. So let's get green out of this. And that'll leave us some extra mana. So we're going to get a Seam Rip and a Maelstrider's Resolve. And then we're going to play that Maelstrider's Resolve. Yeah, they see where we're going. Oh boy, yeah, we'll keep. And away we go. Every time I see this pet drop in from the crane, I think about Jurassic Park. I feel like we're supposed to play Badger Mole Cub, but I'm just not going to do it. Not yet. I don't even want to trade for a Dream Beavers. If you're playing a silly thing where you get to, like, sneak something or mill half my library, like, so be it. Like, you got it. Would you like to attack into my spider manifestation? I will block. If you're wondering. They weren't wondering, apparently. Let's see. Badger Mole puts that. We get 2, 3, 4. You know what? We're going to have access to a lot of mana, so let's just do the things. And then we'll just have a big turn next turn. Not attacking yet, because there's a chance we find, like, practiced offense or something. We'd rather get through with the trampling damage. Well, none of that happened. And we don't have a second white mana, unfortunately. So what I think we're going to do is just Seam Rip, even though this is better to get rid of a demon later. And we're just going to attack. Block what you will. Yep. All right, opponent's at 10. We probably have one turn before we lose our board, so we're really looking for that practice offense. Or maybe, I was going to practice offense is going to be better for us than Ouroboros here. At least I would think so. Because they can still respond and destroy an Ouroboros, unless they just tap some extra mana here. That gets us a card, and there's your Ouroboros. All right, cool. And we have the mana for it. Not going to be quite enough, though. It's going to be really, really close. Actually, it might be now. Now that we drew the land. Yep. And we have a trampling Sirach. Oh, we would have got there anyway. All right, cool. Mono black goes down. Ooh, no turn 1 play. There's going to be some question on, do we go for Badger Mole on 2? Against a black deck with Deathtouch and whatnot, probably not. Even more so now that we picked up the Paw Patch. I'd rather just Paw Patch, make 2 blockers. Oh, this is what we're doing. Huh. Then if that's the case, I'm assuming black is showing up soon. So we're going to go ahead and play Recruit. Pass the turn. Did find the one Jennifer Walters. So that might be something. Case. And Channeler. Sure. We lose some life. Want to get some counters on the Channeler. We don't have a way to get rid of it. Tough life for us. Yeah, this still looks like the right play. I think we're just attacking, right? I mean, they block. We lose something to Deathtouch. Yeah, sure. All right, so they're going to move the counters over. Interesting they didn't block with the Emissary, so they must not have other ways to gain life easily in hand. Because I would have considered using that, especially against the Trampler, but who knows? This is where we just need to find our removal spells, or none of this really matters anyway. Yep. Then they get that back, and we lose 2 more. Yep, didn't get there. All right, GG's. Ooh. All right. I don't know if this deck can win reasonably without 1-mana things. We almost always have a 1-mana spell of some kind, even if it's just a removal and a Seam Rip. Not getting any feels pretty rough, truthfully. Oh, and speaking of, you are late to the party, Mr. Llanowar. I mean, we have double Ouroboros. Hopefully that's enough against an opposing green deck. We'll see, though. Here comes a fetch land. Nope, just a regular land. Okay, well, that's probably best case scenario. I'm willing to attack. You're not blocking. I mean, I guess they could have if they had a thing that gives something +1, but I would have probably still traded for a Chocobo. Untapped land would be huge mungus here. Yep. Sure. I guess reducing the odds that I get to draw land next turn. I mean, I was going to say, if they attack, we don't block, right? Yeah, we keep. We're only going to have green mana, but that's mostly fine. We can get white mana later. We could also play Infestation and play Air Temple tapped if we get to keep the Llanowar Elf, which it looks like we're gonna, because they're playing a Fable Passage. Fair enough. All right. And then we get Big Leatherhead. Honestly, Leatherhead and Surrak, when you have practice offense, just having all those tramplers is so good. Double striking. And neither one's very easy for them to kill, right? One gives you an extra card, one just has a hexproof counter on it. All right, Llanowar Elf into something. We don't know what something is. Apparently into nothing was the answer. So let's go ahead and just play our Leatherhead. I mean, feel free to remove a creature now if you like. Yeah, you can't target a Leatherhead anyway. I might just be willing to attack here, right? Because what are you going to do? Block? And cost yourself mana? Like, we have a 4th land. We can go find more mana with Bright Glass Gearhulk, so whatever. Yeah, full bore, man. You got it. If full bore is being used on defense, we will accept that. Oh, so you're doing Harmonizer combo. Well, that's good to know. So we're going to tap this. We're going to play this on, I guess, white. That leaves the white mana open because he's make white now, right? Okay, cool. I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to go get green anyway. We're just going to get Mail Strider's thingy thing. So let's get a Mail Strider's Gift. or Resolve. And I guess a Seam Rip. Both seem fine. And then we're just going to Maelstrider's Resolve. Probably our Leatherhead. Nah, we're going to go with this. And then just take that out so we're not getting double striked pump combo next turn. And then we have Seam Rips and practiced offense and whatever. I mean, we can practice offense with 2 double strikers. That should get us there. Because we can just play practice offense twice. Barring our Llanowar Elf dying, of course. But the opponent's going to be in everything must block mode, so... we'll just get rid of this tutor. Then we will give this double strike. And we'll play it again. We'll give this double strike. And that should be well more than enough. I didn't know people were still even playing this Harmonizer combo-y deck, but Brightglass Gearhult lets us go and find a fight spell, so we don't have to worry about it. Now, these were the type of hands I would be concerned about, where you draw all the 3 and 4 mana things. So we're going to mulligan. Ooh, decision time. We're going to keep. We have all the mana in hand. Oh, man. Can we... I'm going to put back practice offense, and it's arguably the best card, but... we really should be mulliganing to 5, but we get 2 turns to draw an untap land. Hopefully we get there. We are likely not going to get to keep our Llanowar Elf in this matchup. We're going to have to draw a land, folks. Because Izzet decks have bounce spells and spot removal, so this is not good for us. And even if we do, we get the Badger Mole Cub that doesn't get to do much. All right. Do they deal with the Llanowar Elf? Yep, here it comes. All right, untap land. Nope. We knew it was a risk. Is this going to be our loss? All right, well, we got a land, but it might be too late. Am I supposed to play... I guess we play Spider Manifestation, and it makes the opponent at least want to block or not attack, or they have to get rid of the manifestation first. Though if they don't, I'll assume they have, like, secret identity or something. I mean, we do have reach. I assume you bounce it or do something to it first. Oh, well, that's annoying. Yep, makes sense. Okay. Oh, can they protect their creature? Let's find out. They can't. Fantastic. All right, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to take 2 here or not, but that seems fine, I guess. Okay. That's promising. Okay, well, we're getting set up to get smashed next turn. We might still just be dead here, folks. Nope, opponent says we're not. Let's keep it. I think we just go with Surrak on 2 if we're able to. Can't think of a reason not to. I mean, I say that. Spider Infestation, Brightglass Gearhulk, be able to play something. That is a nice line, for sure. But... we're going to go ahead and take action. We're going to get a Seam Rip and Maelstrider's Resolve. Go attacking. Giant Growth my face? That would suck. Nope. Some of these games are quick, especially in like this scenario where we have Gear Hulk to go get these. They're just like, if their plan was to play Badger Mole Cub or Ouroboros or whatever, it's just like, yeah, they know they're not going to get to keep the things, and we're going to get to keep attacking with 4 power plus creatures. Okay, sure. This is one I would say we should probably be mulliganing, but that's kind of been a theme so far, so I guess maybe this is fine. I don't know why I did that. I for some reason in my brain I thought Abandoned Air Temple was going to be tapped. I could have just played 1 Paw Patch and been better off. Dang it. Well, that was dumb. And I didn't even draw a land to take advantage of the situation. Well, now it's not worth playing another Paw Patch recruit. Yeah, I just messed that up. They do have a spot removal spell here, though. Alright. I thought they were going to play something there, but I guess they didn't. Yeah, man, I could have had another body out there. There's so many things I could have done. I think I've just gotten out of control just playing this deck, just going bananas, but let's put this on white. And do we just Ouroboros? I think we do. They will kill the Ouroboros. We'll get to put counters on the other things and attack for 9, and that's fine. Okay, well. In this case, it appears the only removal they had was Requiting Hex, so Ouroboros is just going to make stuff even bigger. Great. Like, this is silly. These games have been all out of whack. Yeah, I think this one's a keeper. Still not sure about these abandoned air temples. I don't think we need as many, but pretty much every list plays a bunch of them, so what do I know? Nope, that is not an untapped land. Would have been nice. Put this on forest, I guess. They might be playing the same deck. Nope. There's an Inquisitor. I think in this matchup, we're willing to give up the Leatherhead. I mean, the goal is to find an untapped land here anyway. But we didn't. Augmenter. And their own Surrak. Okay. Interesting stuff going on here. Our own Ouroboros. Play this on... I don't think it matters, really. I guess just with the texture of our hand, that's what we go with. Alright, so if we attack with Surrak, they have to block with, probably, I'm assuming, Inquisitor and Surrak. You know what? I'm willing to make that exchange. Let's go. Because the way I see it is if they have, like, practice offense, what the hell are we going to do about that anyway? Yeah, this is fine. That makes the fear of practice offense way less scary. Okay, well, didn't have to worry about that at all. Okay, obviously this deck was good, right? It went on an insane tear. I think we started out at like 90% and ended up at 96% in Mythic, just running through the opponents. So that's not really a surprise. The thing here, though, is I'm still not sure about the one-ofs, right? If I'm playing on the ladder, Keen-Eyed Cure is good if you're running into the graveyard decks, and even sometimes against the what we'll call the Spell-Elemental decks, right? They want a bunch of spells in their graveyard to make their other stuff discounted. But if that's the case, I'd almost rather just have 2 of them, right? Or like Jennifer Walters is sometimes okay against the Izzet or the control deck so they can't counter some of your stuff, but it's not like there's extra copies in the sideboard even. So I'm not really sure what their plan is. The sideboard plan against the control decks appears to be Axebane, Ferox, and Elspeths, and I guess Restoration Magics, which makes sense, right? Give something hexproof or your team if you're later in the game. So that's fine. So I'm not really sure. I would rather just have extra Keen-Eyed Curators, I think, is the way I would go. So if you're going to play in best of one, I would probably go that route. Now, the other thing is we don't really have a way to destroy artifacts and enchantments outside of Leatherhead. And sometimes that could take a little bit of work. But what we saw is really, I think, all of our games, we were pretty good against, except against the like Black Life Gain decks. And those aren't particularly good against a lot of other things. So you don't run into them that often. So if that's the case, cool, I guess. But yeah, this was on a crazy tear. Now, I don't think it will maintain this record running through opponents like that. I'll still have to play more games after this video is done, because I'm sure there'll be more bumps in the road. But I get why this deck is the most popular, and right now looking to be the true aggro deck of choice among people who want to play aggro decks. Like Practice Offense or Boroid, like these cards are still just really good on their own, and they're great together. So yeah, this link's going to be up over on Moxfield if you want to try it out. I think I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to leave it as is. Keep the Jennifer Walters or not if you want. I don't know. It won anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.